Okay, we're live.
Wait till next Monday if you think this is bad.
Yeah.
Shady.
Now, you're going to have some help, too.
Yeah, you're going to let me sit in next Monday.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. My gosh.
We'll do a live Monday. And
You know, it's my birthday, so I
Oh, my.
want you to make hay.
oh, if you want me to make hay, I will make hay. But I
that's
want to
true.
respect you and. But we're gonna have some fun.
Yes.
We'll do.
It's your birthday,
His
so it's
birthday,
also
yeah.
Paul's birthday.
Paul's
Is it really?
birthday,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm bringing Paul in. Oh yeah, he told
Yeah.
me that. He
Yeah.
asked me to be gentle.
bring some cupcakes or something.
Paul is the resident independent.
He has to put
slightly
some meat on his frame these days. So
Oh, really?
Bring some cupcakes or something.
Oh, I'm not doing that. You're talking to the heart attack victim. I'm not doing that.
That's right.
And we're gonna bring Judge Schroeder from Ohio
Yeah,
next
that'll
week
be
too.
great,
We're gonna
yeah.
have a 3-hour political roundtable and
That's fantastic.
and yuck it up and hit all the
Yeah,
hot topics. So
absolutely.
thanks for letting us sit in, and we're
Yeah.
glad to keep it live. That's
All right.
all next week.
All right, we got to let's start local. I
Sure.
mean, I started with the Tim Hahn article out of Go Erie
Yep.
earlier about this horrific video that's bouncing around. It's got to have tens of thousands of views now, of that man who was run over by a woman in an SUV. She's been charged now with what is it? Aggravated assault and serious felony charges. Big SUV like that is like a weapon. The video I saw has him laid out like unconscious.
Broken leg, clearly.
Yeah. I can only imagine the kind of concussion, you know?
This thing, look, I'm with you. I heard your comments. It was awesome you did that in the first hour to talk about it. I think it's important in this community, and I'm glad the Times covered it. And Tim Hahn's a tremendous writer. I don't know, but it's becoming more prevalent. Here's what I do know, Joel. This city is trying to recover, right? You've got all these people doing incredible things downtown. All these things, they're working so hard. What's going down here? What's going on at the Bayfront, right? You got a mayor, I think, who's driven to make this a better place. But I got news for them. No one's coming to this city if they don't feel safe. And I'm telling you right now, after dark, in large parts of this city, people don't feel safe. It's that simple. No one's coming here. No tourist is coming here. Nobody from the suburbs is coming down here to spend money. No one's coming here when they don't feel safe. I don't blame the police at all. Not an inkling. I think they're doing everything they can. I don't know where the blame is. I don't know what the solution is either. It's not my job.
Yeah.
But no one's coming. I'm telling you, I talk to people all the time that say, man, I just don't feel safe. I work hockey games. I work baseball games. I play in a band that is downtown all the time. People do not feel comfortable, and I hear it everywhere. Unless they address this stuff, you're not getting a developer down here. Forget about people coming to the flagship. Forget about any of it. No one's coming unless they feel safe. It's becoming worse. It's not just 6th and Parade and that gas station. That
well,
needs to be
let's talk
something done
about
that.
Dobbins Landing
Absolutely.
and the takeovers of young people.
They're shutting off the dock during the 3 summer months that we have. They're shutting it off. You can't even get down there many nights, certainly not on weekend nights. No one is coming to a city they don't feel safe. I'm sorry. People have told me, and you've heard this too, they feel safer in New York City today than they do in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's a problem. I don't have the solution. I'm not blaming anybody, any group, any politician, certainly not blaming law enforcement. If you don't fix this, everything else they're doing for the better of this city is not going to work. Not going to work.
It's like it's all being sabotaged.
It is.
Here's what I don't understand, Dean. And again, call me naive. Why the heck are we seeing all of this? Why is the first instinct that we pull out the cameras and start shooting the video, and we're going to post some of the most egregious human behavior instantly on TikTok, Facebook, and I see it on Facebook. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to talk to people that choose to record that stuff and put it up.
I mean, they're
shooting.
They're shooting video of this man who's unconscious on the asphalt at the parking lot instead of providing assistance. They waited until the police officer came over.
There are people in this community, and in every community, just people that have an absolute disregard for human life. I've heard that from a lot, in particular, police officers. That many people don't understand the disregard for human life that goes on in certain areas. That's clearly, you can see that, right?
I mean, but we're okay on this case, 6th and Parade. That's basically a block adjacent to our Fortune 500 company. Can you imagine that this article from Tim Hahn, right, that I'm looking at right now, being read by a prospective, IT professional that's looking at a Fortune 500 company to come work for, and they see this?
Who's moving their family downtown? Who's bringing their business? Who's bringing their small business downtown at this point? I'm telling you, this is the number one issue. And people, it's a surprise, I think, to a lot of people in political hierarchy, right? You work so hard. I do this every day. We think about development and we think about public service. You think about public works, right? You get clean water and sewer. We do all these things. None of it matters. Nobody's going to need these utilities until I think that the upper echelon of the city, they have to solve this problem. I don't have the answer. I'm not that person. It's got to be solved, though. No one will come here. I can repeat this constantly for the next hour.
I feel like we went backwards during COVID. We stopped doing call-ins. We stopped doing, you could even say it's a broken window theory. When we stopped doing code enforcement and quality of life ticketing, could that be, a contributing factor? But there also has to be, work within the community itself, whether it is Lower East Side or the Bayfront, Lower West Side, wherever you are, Upper East and Upper West Side. I'm actually hearing complaints in the article in the paper last week. I think it must have been Friday. Complaints that we're over policing in neighborhoods, in community neighborhoods. Is that for real?
I don't know.
They go where the shot spotter tells them to go, or they go where the call-in. Can you imagine living in a neighborhood where all you hear is mischief going around? And you're a shut-in, you're a elderly person, yeah, you're going to call the cops. You're calling the police. That's not over-policing when they get a call saying, hey, there's a disturbance at the gas station at 6th and Prairie.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that over-policing, quote-unquote, is the cause of the gang stuff that seems to be going on around this town right now. I'm not buying that theory.
Anyway. So again, I hate to bring up problems without solutions, but we're in between people disrespecting each other and not keeping their hands themselves. This is something we learned in kindergarten, right? And like these youth takeovers of like important places like Dobbins Landing, where again, think about. Who's the guy that owns Rum Runners and the Cove and major investments, right?
I'm telling you, people are flocking away from there, not this last weekend, right? And not 7 o'clock on a Saturday, but 11 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah,
you're seeing people leave early. It's going on. You're seeing people avoid parts of the city. You're seeing people not come here because of these videos, because of what is going on. Not the video's fault, obviously, but because of what's going on. It can't continue for a city that wants to grow, right? And I think that there is this whole universal, everybody's getting along, working, rowing the boat in the same direction, right? We talk about all of these things, economic development, all these things. None of it will matter if people do not feel safe, and there's no way they can feel safe.
And there
right
are
now.
multi-million-dollar projects aimed at the homeless problem. I haven't heard anything talking about the rebuilding of the family and personal responsibility and that kind of thing. Where's the millions toward that end? Am I right?
Yeah.
About where's the millions that might need to come to our community centers? At one, they're always trying to put two nickels together. If we truly believe that those are sources where we can strengthen families and strengthen communities, we need to get the money for the investment there. Let's grab a call here before we go to break. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie. Hello.
Hey, guys. I think we've seen this for, a long time in the past. Obviously, it's worse now than it's ever been. But if you remember when Giuliani was elected mayor of New York City. Like, New York City was a mess. It was a disaster, right? And he literally he cleaned it up. He did a pretty good job of cleaning it up. It's just a matter of like you have to enforce the law more. You have to hire more cops. Like and these cities around the country that are doing a good job, and then there's cities that aren't because they just don't do anything about the problem. Like it's okay to have police officers, but if they're not doing anything or you don't have enough of them, like where do you think you're going to end up?
Even with an avowed socialist, like an admitted socialist, like Mamdani in New York, they want to do away with a lot of this stuff. The streets are safe. They understand no one's going to come there if they don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Right? They might argue about how to get to that, but they know the streets have to be safe. Even that guy understands it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate the call. Thanks, man. Bye.
All right.
You got it. Let's sneak one more in. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I have some anecdotal personal stories in reference to law enforcement in the city. I have a son-in-law that has a business on the Lower West Side. He recently had some security cameras stolen, and he had a $50 bill and a $20 bill that was passed at his business.
Like
He
a
has
counterfeit
video.
or counterfeit?
Yeah,
Okay.
counterfeit.
Yeah.
Yes. Here's video of the individual who passed the counterfeit money. Police don't care. They're not following it up. And this is probably, he has probably about once or twice a month criminal mischief done, breaking into things and damaging things. He doesn't even call the police because anytime he calls the police, nothing's ever done. They don't. He even names and shows videos of the individuals that do it, and all they do is give him a report number, and that's the last he sees or hears.
Why? Do you have a theory of why that would be?
Yes, they don't have a work ethic. I could give you personal information from when I worked in the police department, and but I don't want to name names, but I'll give you one instance. I was assigned to check cases, and the cases are assigned on a daily basis. If they had 4 or 5 bad checks, a police officer or detective would get the cases, and I got some bad check cases, and I identified the culprit and was ready to file the charges. One of the other detectives had a couple of bad checks from another merchant on the Lower East Side, and he said, he says, could you add these two to your charges? He never bothered to look at them. Never. And I'm not saying I'm a super guy or anything like that, but I did my job. I wasn't the best, but I wasn't the worst. And you just got to put some effort into it. And a lot of times it's the supervisors, because in any organization that's political in nature, and the police department is political, people are promoted on a political basis. They're not promoted on the ability basis. And that's the problem right there.
All right. I appreciate you weighing in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. I got to go to break. I gotta disagree that I think there's plenty of work ethic in the police. Again, I come from a law enforcement family. I've got family that are law enforcement, and they work hard and they put their lives on the line every day. I mean, will there be good days and bad days? Sure, but I got to think the best of our EPD.
I think they're dealing with this crap every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I feel sorry for them, to be honest.
All right, I'm switching to the World Cup because I just want to have happy talk. So, hey, Dean's with us here. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Mondays with Dino were our political breakdown. How about Trump getting the consequences of that red card erased for our number one player on the men's national team?
Did he really? So that's what you think happened? Really?
Well, here's the first thing. If you know anything about soccer, which I know nothing about soccer, but what I saw on that slow motion play was not an intentional foul. There's no way that should have been a red card in a one game suspension. What did you see?
I hate soccer. I don't understand. Why can't you use your hands? Whatever.
Right.
But I've watched some of the World Cup. I think this is cool. Like, I really do. I think this whole thing is cool.
I'm going to watch tonight.
A lot of people love it, and I get it, and I'm glad for all of that. The flopping that goes on from these people. Then some trainer comes out and sprays this magic spray on their ankle, which you would think was going the wrong way, and they're up and running again. Drives me crazy. So I think there's a lot of acting that goes on, number one. I don't know what a foul is in soccer. I don't know. I suppose if you trip somebody intentionally, probably that's bad, right?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? You're going 100 miles an hour. You stop on a dime.
You're both
going
for the ball that's in the air.
You're trying to get to the ball. Clearly this... What? A suspension for this? So I don't understand that, number one. I don't understand why he gets suspended. I figured that was political, that we're being punished because we're the United States of America. Yeah. So Trump makes a call. I've been an umpire in Little League. If the Pope called me and wanted to change my call, I'd be like, hey, Pope, go back to Rome, shut up, sit down. You're not in charge of this. You're telling me this guy in charge of FIFA, probably the largest sports tournament in the world, right? Listen to, because Donald Trump and a bunch of lawyers call and say we slowed the video down and he shouldn't be suspended? Give me a stinking break. What? No, I think they got it right at the end of the day. I think it had nothing to do with Trump, and they thought, no, we're going to use this as an excuse, but we really screwed this up. Yeah. That's what I think happened. You can't tell me.
And there's precedent. What is it, Ronaldo, right?
They're punching people. It's fine.
Yeah,
Turn the other way.
He had a 2-day suspension, a 2-game suspension that got erased.
CNN,
so that he could be in the World Cup, so they could get the ratings.
Of course.
This is like the New England Patriots.
And maybe this is all made up for ratings and attention.
It may be.
MSNBC and CNN are running with, well, Trump says that's going to affect everything. That's it. He's going to call the U.S. Open golf, and Wimbledon's going to call Wimbledon and make sure that an American
they're
wins.
They're complaining about that.
And at the end of the day, Trump, they got it right. Trump's defending his own team, his own country. I don't get the outrage on this one, and I don't think they listen because Donald Trump had lawyers call.
But I think it's kind of disgusting to have Americans rooting for Belgium tonight. Do you hear that? It's like, we're the evil empire. Come on.
You've got plenty of people in this country who don't think this country is very good, but they don't even go somewhere else. They tell me where socialism has worked. They're all big socialism fans. They're winning elections in all these blue areas, by the way, which should get your attention.
100%.
I get that they're incredibly blue areas. It's still socialism. Like, do you people name me one instance where it actually worked? When you give stuff to the government's going to keep it. You're never going to get it back. Never, ever. It's never going to happen. When has government put a tax on and said it's temporary and it's been temporary? Never. Right? These people don't understand what they're voting for.
We're gonna stop collecting tolls on the Garden State Parkway after we pay for the construction. They've never stopped collecting tolls.
Never. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's where people need to get this. Do we think it's going to leak into moderate areas in the country? I don't think so. But they're tapping into something. People are unhappy. They are unhappy, right?
With the establishment.
And Trump tapped into that in 16 and got away with it in 20. Because Joe Biden was terrible. So was Kamala Harris, right? But there is a movement now where people are unhappy. And some of these socialist candidates are kind of engaging, right? And the youth, especially in this country, they're from a different era. And they're buying into this stuff because it sounds good. It's not good. And when they find out that it's not good, it's too late.
You know what the sad thing is that the education system has not taught them that socialism is bad.
Be a bad way to learn.
I mean, yeah. Let's grab a 30-second phone call real quick here. Let me press this here. You're live on Talk here. I got like 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I need more time, but anyway, the best comparison I saw was they were showing a NASCAR driver spins out of control and hits a wall at 180 miles an hour.
Oh my!
Drops the window net, unbuckles, gets out of the car, waves to the crowd. Then they show a soccer player tripped by another guy who spends 3 minutes on the ground while they're icing him down.
There's a magic spray. They have magic spray. It's incredible.
Yeah. I got my daughters and granddaughters play soccer. I love the game,
Yeah.
the high school level.
Yeah.
And my grandsons play high school baseball and football, so it covers a lot. But I'd like to talk more about the police situation.
Oh,
I guess I don't have time.
Okay, I apologize for that.
Real quick, just
yes, go ahead.
What they're doing up in Buffalo and Pittsburgh, they got street takeovers. You know, you've heard about them. I heard the teen street, the teen street
takeover.
takeovers.
Yeah.
And I listened part of the county executive and mayor just for a couple of minutes up in Buffalo on their radio station up there.
Yeah.
It was sickening the way they're handling it. They're trying to do away with the police, like they want to do there, the socialists, by. Let's see, one of the deals is they're not going to negotiate a contract, and they're going to promote early retirements and not replace them.
Oh, geez.
Hey,
Yeah.
what easier way is there? So go
Okay.
figure.
Thanks so
That's
much
all
for
I
the
do.
call. I appreciate it.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I do got to go to break here. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. We've got news next. Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio. Dean Papicello's with us, our political guru. It's our Tuesday or Monday. What day is it? So this is a short week for me, okay? Big stuff this week. Anyway, so yeah, bear with me here. Monday political breakdown. Let's break down Governor Shapiro. Is he getting any flack for not wanting to play ball with the American State Fair?
Absolutely. He's getting a ton of flack. You know who he's not getting flack from? The liberal left.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character.
He's really sliding left for this. Like he's already past 2026.
And that's what happens when you have a 35-point lead and a $30 million
where are we at?
Whatever, $30 million more dollars than your opponent.
Now you realize you're saying this that's that Stacey Garrity's in town now.
Yeah, that's awesome. She should be. That's good. I think it was probably a great event. She was in town at least in Northeast earlier
at the
for a Veterans Roundtable, which is awesome, right? That's a great thing.
But you don't think she has a chance?
Well, I didn't say that. I just said
right.
I said if you're Josh Shapiro, and let's make the assumption at this point you want to be president, then in your own state saying that because Donald Trump is the president and you don't like his policies, that the Pennsylvania is not going to have a booth at the celebration of the 250th anniversary.
I think that was tone deaf.
Is not a Josh. That's something Josh Shapiro, that's not running for president, is not going to do.
All right,
he's not going to do it.
Last Monday, Penn Live, Shapiro 54, Garrity 29. So it's a plus 25. It's interesting that there's 36 votes out there, but Garrity's only like for Garrity, but she's only getting 29 of them. So there's like 7 votes undecided is what this is like.
That number is going to tighten. That race will be. It will tighten.
54 isn't a massive lead. I mean, over 29 it is, but 54, 4 points over the mean. It seems kind of less than.
It will tighten, but it tells you that the Shapiro camp is not worried about that. They're not worried about losing the governor's race. I'm not saying they won't. It can happen.
It could happen.
But they're not worried about it. He clearly is running to the left.
Why is the money not flocking into Stacey Garrity? She, to me, and I have a video that we took about 3-4 months ago saying, of all the people that could be running right now against Shapiro, she would be the best one from the Republicans.
Without a doubt.
Because she won a race. She got a lot of votes. Statewide.
Absolutely. Female, Republican,
veteran.
Absolutely. She is a great candidate. But this is Josh Shapiro's strength in Pennsylvania. And he knows it. And he doesn't have to run to the middle. He's running to the left. He's got to be thinking about 28. Because if you look at Josh Shapiro, his first couple of years, very, very moderate,
very conciliatory.
Got that bridge open.
Yep.
In Philadelphia,
we get stuff done.
Definitely has helped as far as timelines on grants. Has listened to municipalities on things like DEP overreach. Mm-hmm. A lot of those things has been as pro-business as he can be. He can make the argument today. We've made more money financially in Pennsylvania. Their numbers are all up. The problem is the spending is way up. So they've got this $3 billion deficit or whatever. But you look at the income numbers come out today. Income tax numbers are up. Sales tax numbers. All these things are up in Pennsylvania.
He's saying money. We're the only growing economy in the Northeast.
So he's got a really good argument to be a middle of the road. I'm the greatest governor in the country right now because I think he could make that argument. Ride that horse and ride out on top of the world. He is choosing to side with the far left on some of the social issues and how much the Trump's derangement syndrome.
Let me bring up another one. This attack on the educational tax credit, which who does that benefit? Poor Pennsylvania families that want school choice.
Right. But
that's kind of gross.
He's not getting anywhere out of teachers.
They're cutting 30,000 students off of the ETC.
And he campaigned on I'm okay with choice. Like, we'll
yeah,
figure
I
this
thought
out,
we were
right?
getting these Keystone grants.
You're not winning a Democratic primary without the teachers union. He's got to have PSEA. He's got to have the NEA. He has to have them.
But where else are they going to go? Why can't he stand for,
They'll go to someone else
for
who's-
poor Pennsylvanians to have choice,
but-
especially in Philadelphia? Are you kidding me?
But he's not thinking about Pennsylvania. I mean, in part, but he's thinking about Wisconsin and Michigan. He's got to win a Democrat. He's he's got to be thinking about 28. I don't put words in the guy's mouth.
Yeah.
But he has to be. He has changed from the governor he was elected in the first couple of years. He has changed. He has to be thinking about 28. I don't know if he has a
Normally,
chance.
this pivot would come after the reelect.
And if you were in a competitive race, right, then the pivot wouldn't be happening. And you ask why the money's not flowing to Stacey Garrity because of those poll numbers.
Mm-hmm.
People will support, in particular, chamber types and private business people will support, but you have to prove that it's winnable. And I don't the Garrity campaign, that hasn't happened yet. That number is gonna tighten. The money probably will flow late. People aren't thinking about this right now. Let's get after Labor Day. She'll raise some money. She'll make her point. That number will get closer.
Right.
But the Shapiro camp has to feel it won't get much closer because
So he
wouldn't be
feels
this way.
like with impunity, he can really kind of race to the left.
Without
right
a
now.
doubt.
And he almost has to, as the only Jewish candidate in the field for 2028. So he's fighting the headwinds of the kind of the anti-AIPAC scenario.
The hatred for Israel on the left is massive and growing every day, and very much with the young people. If you talk to them, it's unjustified, I think, and unwarranted, but it's a reality. I don't know how Josh Shapiro could possibly win the White House, win a Democratic primary. Most importantly, he'd probably win the White House if he could win the primary. I don't know how he can win the primary being Jewish these days. I don't know, but they must think there's a path. Or he's committed to running at this point. His track record, truly, as a moderate Democrat, would be incredible, but he has to forego that in the interim to try and win a primary. It's very difficult to win a national election as a Democrat in this country right now, and you're seeing that the socialists are winning in areas where they can because the message and the candidates are resonating. That's just a reality. But for a guy like Josh Shapiro, it's all but impossible to win a national election today.
Talk about. This is the presidential preference, which means nothing, but it's interesting to talk about when we're talking politics. Right now, with the Financial Times poll, Harris is at 33%.
Sure.
The next one is Newsom at 15%, Buttigieg 7%, Buttigieg 8%, Shapiro is 7%. AOC is actually at 9%.
Sure.
And then everybody else.
And none of those candidates could possibly win the White House. I'm sorry.
Vance is at 40 on the Republican side. Rubio is 18. I think that's been a good week for JD.
I agree.
Good couple weeks, I'd say.
I agree. None of those. I don't understand how the Democrats don't have a better bench. I don't understand it, honestly.
I don't know. That's going to be for them an impressive bench. But you're wondering why is this all name recognition of Kamala Harris?
No, it's lack of a bench. I'll guess a little.
AOC's not doing more than 9 right now. That's your resident, Democratic socialist. If this is going to be this big trend, you got to understand.
In some areas.
Here's what I don't get: in New York City, when they had their primary a couple weeks ago, those Democrats won with literally 30 to 50,000 votes apiece or whatever. It was like totally anemic compared to 750,000 population.
I know.
And I don't know how many registered voters. Probably they got 15 to 20% of the registered voters.
I know, but it happened in Colorado. In a congressional district in Colorado. It's happened in a number of state races
and how about
around the country.
This kind of normie Democrat lady just pulled out of the race in Michigan for U.S. Senate.
Yep.
And so now it's...
She had no chance. So
now it's between, I guess, and not an incumbent, but somebody that's well known and the uprising socialists.
And the Bernie Sanders wing is gaining momentum. And do I think it's going to be nationwide tomorrow? No. But is it something that someone better pay attention to? Yes, they are gaining momentum. Their message is gaining momentum, in particular with young people. And again, as I said in the first half hour, the government's never going to give you back what they take from you. And if you vote for them to take from you, they're certainly going to take from you. So I know a lot of people Republicans in particular say, these are outlying districts, and you're right, nobody voted in them, and they're the bluest districts. Okay, I'll give you that. Their message is gaining ground.
Have you seen this this breaking news about Graham Plattner in Maine?
No.
So, this is New York Times 4 minutes ago. Plattner will take time to, quote, reflect on campaign after a sexual assault accusation. Graham Plattner, the Democratic Senate candidate in Maine, called the allegation false. He did not say if he would continue his campaign. And they're saying the campaign has been dogged by controversy since the beginning.
What did I tell you a month ago? I said he will not be the Democratic nominee.
You did, didn't you?
Yep. No way.
See,
I bet they did it to him themselves. I'll bet that's not a Republican operative or
you think
Susan Collins thing. They did it to him.
Off at the
Absolutely, without a doubt. You know why? Because she was doing better and better in the polling when they looked at all voters. And she's always closed the gap in these elections.
Right. That's Susan Collins.
He couldn't win. Like, I guarantee that's the case.
They're talking about maybe reviving the sitting governor, right?
Sure.
Mills.
That makes the most sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's grab another call here. We got a chance. Hi, you're live with Dino, Joel, and Shaney on Talk Erie.
Good afternoon, you guys. Hey, I just want to interject a little something here that, I don't know if you kind of made a mention about the dude up there in Maine and the one I think in Colorado, and I think the problem that people are having, this Trump syndrome. Everybody's worried about what he's doing, and everybody's trying to Trump did this, Trump did that, and everybody's got their mind and their eyes on that. And what they're missing is these small towns like a Girard or a Harbor Creek that nobody really. They watch the polls there and they see that nobody really goes to those. So we could probably bring a guy in there, and next thing you know, you have some socialist, Marxist person in your school board, and then he's in your. There's that one sheriff out there. I can't remember what state it's in. That he basically told everybody, hey, I don't care what you think. We're going to take over this. I'm going to bring all these guys in. They're going to I'm going to run this police station the way Marxists run it. I mean, right out saying it. But then the next thing you know, they're your state representative, and the next thing you know, you're Congress, and people need to open their eyes to what's really going on out there. Not just it's Trump. It's not Trump. It's the left, unfortunately, taking over the Democratic Party because they know that the left and the Democrats will kind of side with them because Democrats want to win no matter what.
Yeah.
Where Republicans, I'm a Republican, and I just, I think we're just a bunch of wussies. They don't have enough guns from the, jump out there and be, let's do this. Let's push this through. I mean, it's just, I think people just need to open their eyes and realize that, it's not Trump and it's not Republicans. It's not Democrats. Something else is taking over, and we need to really keep an eye on that stuff. How are these people that are coming out there saying, I want this, this to end and that to end, and it shouldn't be any kind of,
I got to keep moving, but I appreciate the call. Thanks so much, man. We'll see you. Bye-bye. I gotta take a second here before we wrap up. And there was a release from a White House domestic policy group indicting the Smithsonian Institution. Did you see this morning?
I saw the headline.
Yeah.
I read that.
So they're really going after how the approach to American history is, and you're seeing a lot of this over the America 250. That the allegation is that, especially when it comes to American history, the Smithsonian is emphasizing, our basic, our worst past, that we're racist and sexist and slave owner type of history, as opposed to the courage of the founders, and That's the history they're emphasizing, and they really want to get change as far as in the administration of the Smithsonian. But I mean, we're really actually battling, what are facts and what is history these days. It's a pretty tough situation, even as we want to come together, in the 250th anniversary of our country.
I think the beauty of Monday morning quarterbacking is you can Monday morning quarterback. Like, you can get it right. You can go back and go, oh, yeah, we screwed this up in the heat of the moment.
Right.
So history should be able to be taught accurately and fully. End of story. Right? There shouldn't be any. There are plenty of bad parts in this country. Like, there's some bad history, right? Everyone should know about it.
You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No, just do it all. Tell us all. I mean, we can handle it.
Yeah, Henry Ford might have been a very, very flawed individual.
Sure.
But he also lifted the quality of life for millions of people. I mean, that's just one person,
Sure. Sure. And Abraham Lincoln was one of the greatest humans ever to walk the earth, and he
gave
his life literally.
He denied habeas corpus, and overruled the Supreme Court.
Trying to save the Union, but teach it all. Teach it all.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful message, Joel. Doesn't need to be pointed. History shouldn't be that difficult. Just give it all to us.
All righty. What are you looking forward in the next couple days here?
I don't know.
We got anything coming?
The Plattner story is fascinating.
This Plattner thing, I think that's going south.
State budget's interesting.
I think
see that a little bit.
Yeah, I think second verse same as the first on that one.
Maybe it's an election year though, so who knows? But other than that, I think to enjoy summer, it'll ramp up after Labor Day.
That's true. Let's take the 7-8 weeks and enjoy it.
Well, try.
It's been amazing around here. Between just all the fun things we have here in Erie. It's been fantastic. Thank you, Dino.
You bet.
Thanks for taking over on Monday.
We'll have some fun. 3 hours of this.
It's the birthday bash without Natalie.